can see a lot of guys here, well over 60 players for the rookie minicamp at levels. We go from the draft choices to the undrafted signed free agents to the tryout guys. And the tryout guys, since when you were doing it, we got a lot more guys now in the tryout deal than we used to have. Maybe you had that at one time, Vinny. I don't know.
We bring a ton.
You bringing a ton too? Yeah. The Cowboys used to bring like 200 guys to training camp, right? We're not quite there, but these guys are great guys who are looking for a shot, want their opportunity, and we're here to provide an opportunity and see how they do. And I was really pleased with the first practice. Just told him, I said, no, you came in here, you're a football player. Once you make your first tackle, your first block, my dad always used to say, when you do that, whatever level it is, you might be in third grade, you make your first tackle, you're a football player. That's what my dad says. And you'll always be a football player. These guys come in here football players. And now, after this practice, they can call home, call their mom, their dad, their girlfriend, their brother, whoever, their buddy, and say, now I am a pro football player, a pro football player. Because they're a little nervous. It's the first practice ever, in a pro field. What's it going to be like? And it's rookies. The next phase is in front of them, but it's a big step for these guys, and it means a lot to them. They had a really good practice. It was clean. Didn't have a lot of mistakes. Didn't have a lot of pre-snap issues. Didn't have anything that was, out of line with the tempo of the practice. Guys were on their feet, taking care of one another, still practicing, rehearsing quickly and fast, and getting things right. So it's a smart group of guys. So we feel really good about where we're at after day one. All right, what questions you have?
John, 6 draft picks were on the defensive side, including your top 2. I mean, I know it's very early, but how much potential do you think they could make an impact on this defense?
Well, all those guys are real good players, the draft picks. And you start with Malachi and work your way right down through. And we drafted all those guys for a reason, and they're guys that made plays at a high level in college, disruptive type players, every one of them. So, yeah, we'll see. I think they all got a shot. We'll see how they do.
John, we saw Emery was sidelined for, I guess, all of the practice, or at least the start of it. Is he all right?
Yeah, it's going to be a little while. He had a labrum shoulder issue that you guys were aware of, and so when that's going to, I don't think it's going to clear up now. Probably be looking at training camp, maybe earlier, but just have to see how it goes. So he's not going to practice in the immediate future.
But you don't think minicamp? You don't think minicamp's a possibility for him?
I don't think we'll probably push it. I mean, if he can do it, we'll do it. But I'm not thinking about pushing it if it's not totally ready yet.
John, yesterday you guys signed Joe Noteboom, offensive lineman, swing tackle, especially in the wake of McCary leaving and knowing how versatile he was. How nice is it to bring someone in who has played, I think, 4 of the 5 offensive line positions in the NFL?
And he's in Baltimore now, so maybe we get 5 out of 5, right? To get Joseph Noteboom in here, veteran, played, talented guy, played both sides. Really to focus probably as a swing tackle as much as anything for us, and that's kind of where we really need that veteran presence as a swing tackle, play both sides, and then he can pop down there and guard. But I think we'll be focusing on tackle. But really big signing for us. We're really excited. Talked to him last night. He's fired up. He's excited to be here.
John, it's one thing to watch these guys on tape. Now you get to see them on the field itself. With a guy like Mike Green, what stands out when you actually see him live?
Yeah, I think you see it kind of up close and personal, the explosiveness and the size. He's a big guy, and as much as anything, I just like seeing the faces. The guys, how excited they are. The fact that this is something that they've been dreaming of and working for, and here they are, and they're so excited and so nervous to get out there and get after it and get started. And then at the end of the practice, they feel like, I feel good about it. I got through it. I can do this. And Mike's no different than all the guys that way, the first time through. So it's good to see.
John, you had an offensive tackle this year, a lot of turnover, but next year, all the tight ends and Patrick Ricard, of course, their contracts are up after this year. How much do you concern yourself with that as opposed to letting EDC worry about it?
Well, yeah, I'll let EDC worry more about it than I will. I mean, it's always everything's in the back of my mind, but it's year to year, week to week, day to day operation really. So we build the team for this year, 1 year at a time, and then EDC Eric, he's got to be thinking in terms of the long term with the contracts and things like that, which nobody does it better. So I'll let him worry about it.
John, I know Randy did a lot of the pregame scouting. What was it like for you guys and the other guys to see each other?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see it. It was good to hear it. I think as much as anything, Gianna, it's good to hear a kicker. You know, and the way the ball comes off his foot is impressive, and both kickers I thought looked really good today. So we got them out there behind the line with the snap and everything, and I think they made them all, didn't they? You guys are watching, so that's good to see. So it's a good start that way.
John, with a guy like Mike Green that plays in the trenches, I know you guys aren't doing a lot of physical stuff these days, but are you able to kind of see a little bit of what you're hoping to see with him once he does get going?
It's a great question. You know, it's like we tell these guys, this is not practice in the sense it's not competitive, it's rehearsal. So you're really what you're competing against is your execution. We're looking for execution. If you saw the practice, we built it from no helmets, you know, just without even running the play, just coming up to the line of scrimmage and getting the snap. Then we built it into, you know, do everything fast pre-snap, but then go half speed. Then we put the helmets on and we did it fast, but it wasn't competitive. And that's kind of the I guess the ramp up we try to do. So can we see things? Sure. Can you see everything? No, can't see everything.
John, Carson Vinson, fifth round pick off the tackle. Did anything just when kind of playing the eyeballs on him, anything kind of stand out to you about him?
Yeah, traits about Carson. I mean, he's big. You saw him. He's big. He's rangy. He's got long arms. He's high cut. He can really move. You know, he moves his feet really well. And then the other thing is you see how young he is. I mean, I guess I look at that frame and you say, man, we can grow so much into that. And he's got to get in that weight room and get to work right away. And you know, he's kind of like a young colt out there trying to learn how to control that frame.
John, college-lee, a Maryland kid, trying to potentially earn a spot in your quarterback room. Did you have any early impressions of him?
Yeah, arm, man, what an arm. He was throwing some BBs out there, especially on the out-breaking routes on the sideline. And kind of striking, I didn't realize how big he was. You know, he's a great-looking athlete.
John, what do you hope that Malachi can not only learn from this offseason, but also the safeties in your room right now, Kyle Antonio, Washington?
Right. Well, yeah, I hope he learns how to be like an all-pro. I mean, that's kind of what you hope. I mean, you hope for the best. And plan for the best, too, I guess. I mean, I expect him to do really well. You know, he's our first-round pick. A lot to whom much is given, much is required. And nobody understands it better than him as a young guy. Really impressed with his maturity. He broke the huddle today. That's not an easy thing to do your first time. So far so good.
Coach, what would you like to see the next progression for this group going forward? Like, what's the next step?
That's a good question, Jerry. I think the next step is probably, you know, recovery, and then taking what they learn in the meetings post-practice out to practice the next day and see what gets cleaned up. So they're going to be a little sore tomorrow. You know, they haven't been moving in a football practice for a while. Can they get back out there and repeat it and move around and then build on today?
John, I think there was the Camp website said you guys maybe have joint practices here with the Buccaneers. Anything you can say about that?
Yeah, I would just say it's all up in the air right now. If we've talked to the Buccaneers about that, talked to the Commanders about that, but the league controls who you end up playing.
Right.
So we're still waiting to hear from the league in terms of what our preseason games will actually be. I've actually talked to some other coaches who we maybe could be playing, see if they'd be interested, and there's expressed interest. So I think we will be having joint practices. Hopefully we'll have a day here. We just have to see if it works out.
We asked Aaron a lot about this after the draft, the Tyler Luke situation with Justin still being here. Is that dynamic? I mean, there's going to be a lot of attention on that dynamic. How do you proceed with that in terms of, you know, both those guys being in the building possibly at the same time?
Right, great question. I mean, as you know, Justin's been in the building the last couple of weeks, kicking and everything, and got a chance to talk a little bit. Been working hard. I would just say, like, from a standpoint of the investigation and all that, I mean, we don't know anything. I mean, we haven't been given any information, and that, as it should be, you know, it's all done the way it's done. So we don't know anything along those lines, so we can't make any decisions based on that. Every decision we make has to be based on football. There's a lot of layers to that. You know, you've got a rookie kicker in here. You took him in the 6th round, early in the 6th round. He's a talented guy. Just from a football standpoint, salary cap, you know, all the different things that you just take into consideration. Whatever we decide to do over the next few weeks will be based on football.
John, I think you mentioned at the end of the season that maybe Zay would get surgery for the knee. Did anything ever come of that?
Good question. It did not go to surgery. He was doing a little dance in the weight room this last week, and he said he's feeling great. His knee's back, but he did it with rehab, and yeah, he should be ready to go.
John, the mental part is so important with the kicker position. Is that something you can really evaluate in this kind of setting, or is it, you just kind of have to wait and see how a guy does in the game?
Yeah, it's a good question. You probably can evaluate it to a degree. I mean, there's pressure out here, especially when you're trying to win a job, and you go back to when Justin won the job, how he handled it. But I don't think you're ever going to really know until, everything guys do the first year is like a new day. So, the kicker, every kick is going to be the first time he's done it over the course of his rookie season. So it's always going to be certainly going to be an unknown. If, whenever you go with the rookie kicker, that would be an unknown.
Sorry, Jeff, do you feel that rookies in particular show up more prepared, better knowing their craft already? Because there's so much more information out there, going from whether it be your Elite 11 type of camps all the way up to now, and the way that you approach them, what you can do with them on day one.
I think that's a great point, Pete. I would say yes, they are more prepared than ever, for whatever reason. Maybe it's coming up through high school and you got all the camps with all the little helmets on and all the flag football and all the passing leagues. I don't know what it is, but these guys come in ready, and I think the college programs do a great job of preparing them.
Something about, it's always great to be drafted, but is there something to be drafted, being a defensive player and coming to the Ravens and knowing all the defensive history here?
Yeah, it means a lot. This team has a lot of great culture that's been going around, and you got to think about the guys that's been through here: Ray Lewis, Royal Suggs, and so forth. It's just like it means a lot more since I'm a defensive player as well, and just seeing all those great defensive players walk through here, it means a little bit more for sure.
Mike, we saw your emotional draft calls and the moment when you were drafted. Can you take us inside your emotions at that time?
Yeah, I really just wanted to get picked up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care if that was the first pick of the draft or if that was Mr. Irrelevant. I just wanted to get picked up, and just when I met with Eric DeCosta, he told me when I came on my 30 visit, if I see a 410 number, that's him. So we laughed it off, whatever, and it's crazy because everything just came in full circle. I'm sitting down on the couch and I see that 410 number, and I knew it was him. So it meant a lot, and me and my family got to celebrate that, and it was great.
Mike, some people had you as a top 15 pick. Most people did. Was it tough waiting, or is the fact that you got drafted by team that, defensive rich tradition that's not too far from home sort of ease that?
Yeah, of course it's tough. Just knowing that you got first round potential, and just knowing that regardless what team that you was going to go to, that you just wanted a chance to get the first round, and then that was a goal that I set for myself. Didn't really get to get that goal, but coming to the Ravens was a blessing in disguise, and I live by that, and I mean that. I honestly can say I don't think there's a better program or franchise that I can be a part of than the Ravens. So I'm blessed to be here. It's an honor. I'm ready to get to it.
Your first impression is coming in the first NFL facility, just kind of being your first impressions?
I just say it's everything I dreamed of. It really takes me back, when I was a young kid, playing in the backyard, envisioning all those, fourth and longs and, third and 15s, for the wins, like just being in here and being in this amazing football environment and this, culture of winning, it just takes me back to when I was a child, so I'm loving it.
Yes, how excited are you to work with someone like a Pro Bowl defensive tackle like Nnamdi Madubuike? But also, when you kind of look at this team, it's not a whole lot of established defensive line depth. Do you feel like there's a pathway for you to really be able to make an impact?
Yeah, just to be able to come in and, watch those kind of guys, like you said, like Madubuike guys, I've, watched my whole college career, always going out there and trying to emulate their game. It's gonna be special. I'm gonna be a little starstruck, but I'm gonna try to hold it in to, make sure I'm getting back to work.
It seemed like you had a bit of a chip on your shoulder that you lasted as long as you did in the NFL draft. Can you just take us through your emotions?
Yeah, that's the same chip I've had my whole life, whether that had to do with the NFL draft or whether that had to do with, just how I came up in high school. I just feel like I've always had that chip on my shoulder, and, it's helped to get me here. So, I just continue to let that fuel me.
Aeneas, you, in college tape at least, seem to be more moves for an inside lineman than I typically see. What's your go-to?
My go-to, move as in what?
As pass rusher.
It's kind of just on what the offensive linemen give me. I kind of pride myself in being able to do a lot. And with that being said, it kind of just goes against who I'm going against, the personnel, and, the kind of ball player he is, and the film I watched earlier that week.
Aeneas, I'm sure you've been...
I've asked other people this, but what goes through your head the very first time that you see this NFL jersey that's actually yours?
I mean, it almost brought tears to my eyes, and I'm not just saying that. Like, I mean, literally, like I said earlier, man, it just reminds me of just my childhood. You know, the thing I dreamed of my whole life would just come to fruition. You know, and I told my parents that like, you know, and this is just the beginning. You know, and my job to them, and you know, the standard I have to uphold is this is going to be the last time they see it. So that's just what I try to go through every day.
What's been kind of like maybe the biggest surprise since you got drafted? And maybe somebody reach out to you didn't expect, or any big surprises since you got drafted?
Yeah, you know, just being able to be so close to, I guess I could say, legends and guys I looked up to. You know, just being able to, you know, reach out and call guys like Matabike, and being able to reach out and know that hopefully one day I can turn around and see Roquan Smith behind me. You know, those kind of things like that. Like that's probably the biggest shock to me.
And you didn't know you were going to be the only HBCU player drafted, but you are. Do you feel like you're kind of carrying a torch for the HBCU, or just real crutches about being the only one this year?
Yeah, you know, I'm blessed to be the only guy drafted, but I feel like there's a lot of other guys that surely was deserving. So, you know, we're all going to carry those torches. It's not just me. Those guys are going to make their squads and do great things in this league. So we're all carrying the torch. A lot of us guys, we stay in contact with each other. So, you know, we just supporting each other because this is our space, really.
The Ravens, obviously, you know, drafted 3 offensive linemen, and they've got a deep offensive line. Just what are your thoughts about, hey, how am I going to like fit in, and what do I need to do to make them show them that I'm ready to play even as a rookie?
Yes, sir. I just do what I do. I'm a sponge. I listen. And that's the main thing I do. I listen and do everything that coach is telling me to do. And that's all I can do. I can control what Carson Vinson does, and I try not to look at outside noise or anybody else. And I really just focus on what I have to do.
The Ravens love guys who can play multiple offensive line positions. So do you have any thoughts about, A, what your best position is, and B, your ability to go wherever they put you?
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I'm going wherever coach tells me right now. I'm at left doing what I do, but, you know, I also play swing tackle, and they have me moving around. I'm learning the entire offense in and out. So just learning the entire offense in and out, where they can play me anywhere they can, just helps my value.
How much pride do you take being the one draft pick from HBCU as well?
I wouldn't say it as pride as the one draft pick, because I feel like there was other guys that should have been drafted. Yeah. So, you know, I take it as pride to come from HBCU, but me and the other guys in the draft class, we're going to do great things in all of our organizations. So that's just one thing.
Do you think that you provide hope because, you know, hey, maybe if I show something, it might show more of, hey, you might be wanting to look at more of HBCU?
Yes, sir. And especially in the day and age of the transfer portal, you know, a lot of guys feel like the transfer portal is the only way out. But I just want to show that, you know, you can stay at your school and make it to wherever you want to from your institution.
I think I read somewhere you said, like, it is kind of like a family, like, you know, all the schools. Yeah. How much feedback did you get after you got drafted? Do you get a lot of people reaching out from all over?
Yeah, I get love from every single HBCU school everywhere. It's really one big family, it's one big culture. So, you know, it's really been a blessing. It's really been a blessing, the amount of love I've gotten since everything's happened, even before then. You know, it's really been a lot. It's really been special for me. Anyone
in particular, any person that did reach out to you, that stands out to you at all, that reached out to you?
I mean, it's tons of guys. It's tons of former HBCU guys, not just at A&M, but tons of guys I played against that's in the league now that reached out to me, talking to me. And I just get to
Was it calling or texting?
Yeah, they call and text me, and, you know, they got Instagram and stuff. They can find me on social media. And they really just pour into me, you know. I'll talk to them, pick their brain, and so, because we all support each other. So when the next go around, the guys next year, I'll do the same thing for them.
Is it hard to even estimate how many people reached out to you?
Oh man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, but it's all love. You know, it's really been a blessing that many people care about me. So
yeah. Do many people talk about that? You wish that more, like you said, more people did. You know, more players from HBCU get drafted. Is that a topic at all?
It is, and you know, one thing I will say is that, you know, I feel like you can make it from anywhere. You know, they always say the NFL will find you. So I feel like if you do what you need to do, that you don't have to transfer or go anywhere. If you really don't feel like that's in your heart, you can stay at your institution.
Carson, there's a lot of talent at HBCU, so it's always seems like an anomaly when someone's drafted, but I mean, there's just a lot of talent. Can you speak on that? I mean, yes, you were drafted, but there's a lot of guys that have the talent to come out of the HBCU.
Right, and it's like you said, there's tons of talent in. One thing I will say is, like, if you look at my tape, I don't make every single block. It's because I go against talented players every game, day in and day out. So, you know, there's a lot of guys in these spaces that, while, yes, I was the only guy drafted, these guys are going to make these teams because once they get into the squads and they have their opportunity, they're going to make the most out of these opportunities.
Something that you said when you were talking to media when you got drafted, you talked about going back, like not just giving money, but going back. And it sounded like something you had been thinking about for a while because you did not hesitate. So is that something that kind of, as you were in school, you thought, like, if I make it, I want to come back and be a presence?
Yeah, that's one of my biggest things. You know, I'm a bad bulldog to the day. I always say because I love Alabama A&M, and you know, me growing up and going to Alabama A&M from a freshman, I've seen John Stallworth in the building. I've seen Robert Mathis in the building. And when you see guys like that, it's like, man, I could do it because they came from here. So, you know, seeing those guys around, that really does a lot.
Hey, Carson, I want to ask you, man, because I'm from Huntsville.
Okay.
Born and raised, so I know what it's like, man, when somebody comes from the hill and makes it to the league. Yes, sir, man. I want to ask you, man, just what has it been like for you to come out of Huntsville and make it to the league, man? Because that's really huge for the city when somebody can do that.
Man, Huntsville is a great city. It's a growing city. It's big. It's going to be a fantastic city. It's somewhere I can honestly see myself living at. You know, it's a fantastic city, and there's a lot of support there, not only from HBCUs, but the other campuses around there. Because, you know, we've always been close to, like, UNA and UH. So it's stuff like that. It's been a really great time in Huntsville.
Transitioning to your time here, kind of what has it been like for you, man, when you finally took the field and when you saw your name on the back of the jersey and just being in the facility, seeing Ravens logos plastered all over the place, knowing that you made it?
Yeah, it slowly hits you. You know, you see a certain thing in it, and you're like, man, I'm in the NFL, but I never get comfortable. That's one thing, I never get comfortable because at the end of the day, this is a business. So, you know, I'm not here as a field trip. I'm here to, you know, play football.
We saw Coach Warhawk coaching you up. I mean, what are some of your takeaways from this, although it's been a short experience, but many more to come? What's one of your takeaways from just your time here and the coaching? And
first off, it's a family field, so I love hard coaching because you know where it's coming from. You know, I've always learned that it's not how they say it, it's what they're saying. So, you know, I love being Coach Hart, and I love being a sponge and taking up all the stuff because he has years and decades of information that he has to give me. So, you know, I'm doing my best to be coachable and everything. So, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Has there been any big surprises for you ever? Like, you know, since you've been drafted, any kind of big surprises for you?
Not really. You know, it's funny because, you know, you play video games a lot. I used to play video games a lot, and it's kind of like having your little my player, but you're doing it in real life. So, you know, that's one thing. It's just kind of like you're actually doing it because, you know, you always like had a dream, but like when it really comes into fruition, you know, it's a little different. But, you know, it's just everything step by step is a blessing. You know, God's blessed me, so it's been a great time.
You're stepping into a team where offensive line play is obviously very vital. Last year, the Ravens only team to ever throw for 4,000 and rush for 3,000. You're protecting Lamar and Derrick Henry as well. Kind of what is your mindset when you walk into you know, the locker room knowing that, you know, I got to protect those guys right there?
Right, and you know, the thing about the Baltimore Ravens is a standard. You know, there's a standard that these guys have in this building. There's a reason why the Super Bowl's here, championships. And, you know, it's a standard that I had to come in, fit in, and then uphold when I get in that opportunity. So I'm just taking it day by day, doing the absolute best that I can in every single facet, a little detail, studying and everything. And that way I can just do what I do for this team.
Carson, what's 3 things that you can share with fans about yourself that has nothing to do with football?
Nothing to do with football. I say one, I'm a big chess player. Like, I love chess. Everybody at A&M knows that, like, I always playing chess on my phone, on my laptop. I even play some of my boys in the cab. Like, we'll go in the cab and bring my chessboard in there. Another thing, too, is I'm a big fisherman. Like, I love fishing. I love fishing, going out there on the water. That's a good time. And the third one, I don't know. I don't do much else other than those 2.
Okay, those are good, though. That's good.
What's the largest fish you caught?
I caught a largemouth bass back home with my dad. It was a pretty nice size fish. Now, my dad, he don't like touching the fish, so I have to unhook him and do everything for him when he catch something.